going to go over some pros of being in the Air Force, and also a little bit of pros about my job. So, one of my favorite pros about being in the Air Force, of course, is that I lived in the United States for 23 years, right? I was 23 when I signed up for the Air Force. We got that. All right, cool. So, prior to joining the Air Force, I'd only been to 2 different countries, Bahamas and South Korea. And I went to South Korea to visit my sister. So, I like to travel. That was my major in college. I have a bachelor's in hospitality management. I like to travel. I like to know different cultures. I watch National Geographic. I'm a nerd like that, whatever. Okay, so I knew I wanted to get out of the United States and go basically see the world. And what better way to do that and not pay for it? So I immediately signed up for any country I could get to be my first base. So I wound up in England. So from England, I have been able to see a few countries so far. I'm trying to get 5 countries in this year. So that's a pro, I think, is you are able to go across the world really and interact with all these different people. And I get to meet all people from across the United States and people from across the planet. You know, I have, just even though I went to Nottingham, which, you know, that, what's his name? Robin Hood, the place where Robin Hood's supposed to be from. I went to Nottingham last week and I met a guy from Barcelona. And I'm going to Barcelona next month. So it's pretty cool. You get to meet all these people from all across the world. I love to eat different food too. So, by extension, being in the Air Force and being able to be stationed across the world, I get to interact with all these cultures. That's the point I'm getting at. I get paid on a very regular basis of 2 times a month. So it's pretty awesome. For people who know what it's like to have a fluctuating paycheck, my paycheck does not fluctuate at all. I always know how much I'm going to be paid. Every single time. I know how much. I have health insurance. You know, I'm getting ready to start classes for getting my master's, and that is paid for pretty much. I had to pay, I think, $85 a class, and that's because every class is like $300 something, and the Air Force will pay like $290, so I had to pay $85 per class for 2 years. I think it's like 16 classes or something. It's something very small. But all that just to get my master's, and that was like my #1 reason for joining the Air Force, was to get my master's and not pay for it. So that's a good con. You have very good tuition assistance. I have the MGI bill, post 9/11 bill, which is basically paying for a bachelor's degree or a graduate degree once I get out of the military. And if you don't want to use it, you can pass it on to your kids. You know, you can give it to them if you think your kids have a good shot at going to college, or you can give it to your spouse. You know, that's pretty good. We get clothing allowance every year, you know, to pay for uniforms. I have the tax-free BX that's across the street. You know, we get the commissary, and we have good savings. You get the military discounts on like everything, especially in the United States. I like shoes. I buy so many shoes. I know in tech school I had to have bought like 30 pairs of shoes, and I never paid full price for any of them because military discounts, and you know, you get the respect of the American people and also of other cultures when they know that you're in United States military, because not everybody appreciates the military. And some people think that we're like a cult or something, and I don't know where they got that from, but that's not true. So some people think that, but everybody doesn't appreciate the military. But most people do. I will say that. Most people appreciate that you are willing to sacrifice some part of yourself. It's not 100%, but you sacrifice some part of yourself, even if you're a weekend warrior, to, you know, serve the country and do your job. And trust me, my job is not all that hard. I'm not out there shooting people. So some people just respect you because you did what they did not do, but they wish they could, or they wanted to, or even they used to. The veterans, you know, they respect you. So even just like that little minuscule amount of respect that you may have earned, other people have earned the larger amount that people are giving to you. So that's good. I have a lot of pride in myself. I know a lot of people have low self-esteem, and being in the military, I never had an issue with pride, but I know being in the military has helped some people, you know, hold their head up a little higher. You know, they're stronger, you know, they got more opportunities in life, they're out of their little podunk town, You know, they got the uniform and they're trained in a special skill that they always wanted to know, but somehow they couldn't afford to learn it. And now they have pretty much everything they want, you know, and it's paid for, and you get to wear the uniform and say that you did something great with yourself. So I think that's a pro. I think that another pro is that I get to meet all these people. I have a lot of great friends now. I got friends from Florida, New York, you know, California, you know, Alaska, people from everywhere. I met people from Italy, Spain, Portugal, you know, everywhere. And it's ridiculous how many people you get to meet and interact with, and like these relationships that you build. I mean, I went whitewater rafting with ITT, which is Information Travel, Tickets and Travel. I think it's like a cheaper way to get tickets to stuff, like amusement parks and whatever. But I went whitewater rafting in Wales, and I met this couple that I now hang out with. You know, I'm going to dinner at their house later on the night. You know, you just meet people randomly, and you know, you build these relationships, and they kind of help you. I'm gonna start getting help with thinking about commissioning. I looked that up a little bit today, but even then, I would get paid to go to college, pretty much. So that's pretty awesome. I think that's a great pro right there, getting paid to go to college, and they pay for college. It's pretty awesome. Let me see what else. Another pro, cool opportunities to do things. Like, I got this jacket, for instance. If you see here, you read it, it says United States Olympic Team. You know why I got this jacket? Because I volunteered for the Olympics. How many people do you know could say that they volunteered for the Olympics and they got to hang out with Olympians? I had cheesecake with a 1994 cyclist, Olympic cyclist. We were talking about like rowing or something like that. Whatever we were talking about. But I was eating cheesecake with this guy, like in the USA house, just hanging out. How many people do you know can say that they did that? You know, I have been to so many countries. I'm going to, you know, like I said, I'm going to Spain next month. I'm going to Paris in December. I'm trying to get to Amsterdam for New Year's. I'm going to go to Nice, France in February. And I'm probably going to go to Belgium in January. I mean, and everything is so freaking cheap here. It's so cheap. So I love being stationed overseas. It's pretty awesome now. I get paid more money because I'm overseas. We get paid what's called a COLA, which is a cost of living allowance. And because the exchange rate of the pound to the dollar is it's kind of bad, so we get paid a little extra money. And also there's no chow hall here, so they pay us a little extra for that too. That's pretty common knowledge. You can just look that up online to see if you get a COLA if you want to get stationed in a certain place. But pretty much any place overseas, I think you get a COLA for it. So that's pretty good. As far as my job goes, pros, once you get out of the military, if you really want to, and you have like your bachelor's in intelligence studies, which I'm about to get my associates in, and if you have your bachelor's or you get your master's, you know, you finish it out. 3-letter agencies are really, really big for looking for people like us. Like I'm talking the CIA, the CIA, DIA, the DEA. Talking about what do you call it? Embassy agencies. You know, just like intelligence agencies that are looking for people who are just like have experience. And they're smart people, you know, they have a little experience. They're able to write the products, you know, they know what to look for. They know how to speak to, you know, people of the higher ranking or the more higher importance. You know, it's stuff like that. I know that's a big deal. And we get paid a lot of money once you get out of the military and, you know, start working for the government agencies. Now, I'm not saying as far as military pay goes, you can look it up. You know, I'm an E3, look up my pay. It's the same for everybody. Now, it may look like I don't get paid a lot. However, I have health insurance. I have my SGLI, which is my life insurance. I have my thrift savings plan, which is basically like a 401k. So I have everything in the military that I'll ever have in my civilian job, except that it's pretty much all allotted for me, or it's pretty much organized for me. Now, I'm not saying I have somebody taking care of it for me. I do that. But everything is there for you. All you gotta do is reach out. Take it. Everything's pretty simple. I think that's pretty good pro for my job. What other pros do we have? I get well on my base. I get to work with all the other all the other branches. So I don't know. That's not the same for all bases, or like all jobs in the military. But I work on a joint service base, so I work with Navy, Marines, and Army, and then, you know, enlisted and officers. So I think that's pretty cool, because then we get to learn how each service does their own thing. And sometimes we're like, man, the Army this, or man, the Navy this. It's just like insane. We only have like 4 Marines, so it's like, Marines always doing push-ups. Let's calm down, you guys. But that's pretty much it. I know that's not really a lot, but you have to pretty much go and see how it goes for you. My pros may not be your pros, and my cons may not be your cons. But I think that the ones that I have are actually pretty good, and I like where I am right now. I'm looking forward to moving forward, and you know, I'm hoping that some of y'all will come and join me. So I hope that answers some of your questions. I have a couple more videos to be making, but I've done pretty well today, so I'm about to go get some grub.
Well, I must admit, I can't explain